RestlessChild, Howfineisjasmine, featuring Arlette Amuli, Pop the Balloon or Find Love, Season 1 reunion. Yeah. Oh, I love him. Love him. I don't remember her. Arlette, the host.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette and we are here today with our very first season 1 Pop the Balloon or Find Love reunion. All right, so before we get started with anything, because we got a lot of juicy topics to hit, I know y'all are ready. We are gonna go ahead and bring out someone who is near and dear to my heart, my own husband.
Yes, girl, you better claim it. You got a husband. Do not play with her. I've been through this, but I love it. I love it when people say my husband, my wife.
Producer of the show, BN.
Welcome to the very first reunion of Pop the Balloon and Find Love with Arlette Amuli. Now this season has been a great one. I just wanted to say a few things before we started. First of all, I want to say thank you to Jesus Christ.
Yes, amen, amen, amen.
For everything. Thank you, God, for giving us the courage to keep going, to keep doing what we're doing. We praise your name every single day.
Every day. Amen. Amen.
Now I want to thank my beautiful, beautiful wife, Arlette. Yeah. She has done a phenomenal job. She has been absolutely amazing. She surprises me every day. Aww. And she is just great at what she does. As you can see, the way that she presents the show, the way that she asks questions, and the way that she's in the middle, she's never taking any sides. She is absolutely wonderful. She's a great mother to our beautiful daughter, Nyla. Hi, Mama, if you see us. And I just cannot ask for anything more from her. She's just delivering the show fantastically, so great. And I'm pretty sure everyone that's watching at home sees the type of talent that she has.
Yes.
And how much people follow her because of her great hosting skills. So I want to give a round of applause for her because she's done an absolutely amazing job.
And I will say that she has so much grace and poise, like no other. She is phenomenal at this, you know, and you can tell, like, when you have Jesus and you have a partner that is supportive of you and y'all are working together, it is very telling. It is very telling. And it's no telling what you can accomplish. Like, sky's the limit.
Next, I want to thank everyone that came on the show. So everyone that came on the show, even the people that's not here, all the contestants that came on the show to come to the studio with the cameras, facing people that you never met, being put on the spot, it's not an easy thing. So I want to say thank you to everyone for coming here, trying to find love on Pop the Balloon and Find Love with Arlette Amuli. It has been a great experience for a lot of you. And I know that some people have found love, and of the ones that haven't, we will always try again.
Right.
But you will find love one day, for sure.
Right.
Next, I want to say thank you to my team, my production team, everyone here that sets up the studio. I want to thank Dan for helping us set up for the studio and the lighting. Everything that we do here is hard work, you know, from the recruiting to filming to the editing. And, you know, it's something that is not easy to do. But the fact that we have a formula now, we now know what goes where and how we do stuff. So it's amazing to see the team growing as it's growing. So I want to say thank you to my whole team.
Amen.
Next up, I want to say thank you to everyone that reacts to our videos, even if it's on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Thank you. We see you, and we definitely appreciate your time and effort. So thank you. And I also want to say thank you to everybody that watches the show, everybody that comments, everybody that likes, that shares, that goes and talks to people about the show. People will be messaging us that they have conversations about the show, when they're eating dinner, or when they just their friends come over. So it's amazing to see that the people that are following us, are tuned in to our episodes. So thank you all so much for watching this show.
Yeah, because y'all make the people that watch YouTube, y'all make it. My audience, y'all make everything what it is. Y'all make stuff fun. You get what I'm saying? I love to see your comments. I love to hear your input. Y'all are really what makes us. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, why do some people act like they don't care about their audience or they don't care about their subscribers? It'd be like, when they're first starting up, they're like, oh my gosh, I love my subscribers. But then when they get rich and, get all this money, now it's like, we don't need you. We don't need you, to their subscribers, to their supporters. You get what I'm saying? People that gave you your money. It's like, and then they stop responding to comments. They get all bougie. You get what I'm saying? I would never be like that. I love engaging with y'all. I love talking with y'all. I'm in the comments having conversations with y'all. I love hearing y'all.
And we are very grateful for your time that you put in to support our show. So thank you for all the support. Let's have a round of applause for the people.
This is water, by the way. Some water.
Now, obviously, we've seen that the channel has gone over 100,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And YouTube did send us our plaque. So I think this is the best time to present it to my wife.
And I love that he gave the channel to his wife under his wife's name. I think that, I love them. I love them. Great husband and wife working together as a team. I love it.
Hey.
Wow.
Yes, this.
All right, well, thank you so much for those amazing words to my wonderful husband. Let's go ahead and give it up for him one more time.
Yes. That's black love. That is black love. That is black success. And I wish all the black people, all the black love. I wish every person that's watching this find love. You get what I'm saying? Find that partner, find that one, and just the sky's the limit, the sky's the limit. And if you haven't found that one yet, keep working on it, keep going to church, praise Jesus, be in that Bible, work on yourself, build your character, work hard.
And just to go ahead and show you guys how amazing season 1 went, here's a little recap.
I just want a man with a higher vocabulary, which you don't have.
I remember that.
First, you're short, and I'm a tall girl. I like 6 foot and up. Okay. 2, I don't do dreads.
If you were to go ahead and take her out on a date, where would you take her? What would be your first date?
To be honest, it's like a rooftop. I'm big on sunset type of views, but
So I seen it and I was like, she not gonna take my coconut oil regimen seriously.
Oh, that's who they was calling the grandma.
The hat really throw me off, the Willy Wonka thing. I don't really like it like that. I like the I like the dreads, the 2 that's showing right here.
Well,
that's
the back of your head is ridiculous, sir. It's kind of flat. When you're talking about hats, you need a hat.
I'll be honest with you.
It was kind of flat. Yeah.
Okay, so Sarji, as we saw on the show, you were telling our very own Terrence that he's not your type. There was a few other reasons of what you listed, but electrician was the one that stuck to a lot of people.
Okay, because that's what he is.
Right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the clip, and let's see how that situation went down.
First, you're short, and I'm a tall girl. I like 6 foot and up.
Okay.
2, I don't do dreads. And then your electrician, I'm thinking about like businessman, doctor, lawyer, because I'm trying to like find a man who could provide for my kids and provide for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I definitely wouldn't talk to you though. No,
it's okay.
Yeah.
So just the attitude.
Yeah, and she's not that cute either. So.
She's not cute either.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And okay, before we move forward, I want to say that I've reacted to that video, and I just know, so based off of some of the stuff that people were saying, that they look back and they're like, man, I'm embarrassed. Like, I know they feel embarrassed watching them say the crazy stuff that they've said. And it's like, you do realize like over 100,000 people watched you say something, right? That was kind of stupid and embarrassing, and like,
Well, damn. Hey, I forgot that part. Hold on.
So, Sergeant, just to follow up, how's dating so far going? Have you found that doctor or lawyer yet, girl?
A few.
Oh.
The thing is, I feel like once you are confident and you know what you want, you attract what you want. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm not going to just...
But let me not just say this also. Number one, I don't know if she's telling the truth. We don't know that. We're not in her everyday life. I feel like she's not, but it's not about what I feel. But I feel like she's not. But when you go on shows like these that have over 100,000 plus viewers watching, when you go on this show, you will have people reach out to you in your DMs. So it's kind of like, do I think she's lying? Yes. But can I see the chances of it happening? Yes, because she went on a very high platform show. You get what I'm saying? So I think that when you have a lot of people watching you, the chances of you finding people and people sliding your DMs are very high.
I don't want to just be with someone just to be with someone. I want a real relationship. I want to like get married, have kids. Okay. And I want a partner that's reliable. And like growing up in an African household, there's certain jobs where are respected and certain jobs that are not. And even though
what's not respectable about an electrician? What's not respectable about an electrician? They got an everyday job. They're reliable. They got a 401k. They're good with their hands. If they get fired from a company involving the electrician, they can go to another electrician company. You get what I'm saying? There's always a need for electrician. So how is that not a good job?
They might not. So I'm like, okay, if I bring this guy home, what are they gonna say? Okay. I know my family don't like dreads. They don't like a person who's working at 7-Eleven. They like a guy who's like, they want to brag about someone.
Okay, but to be fair, I can't stand up for this woman because what she's saying is crazy. But I will give it to her that a woman that cares about what her father thinks when it comes to who she's dating, it's important. That is a good sign. That is a good quality. That means when she gets a husband, she is going to respect his rules and respect how he thinks in the household. Now, do I agree with her father's not liking guys that are electricians? No, because I just think that's kind of stupid. But also, we haven't spoken to her father. We don't know if that's what her father said verbatim. Don't bring home an electrician, We don't know if that's what her father said. I guarantee you he didn't say that. But, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm in the healthcare field. I want to like marry a doctor or a lawyer who will understand that I'm working those long hours. He wouldn't like complain. But another guy would not understand because he's not in the same shoes. Okay. It might take him a little more time for him to, get what I'm saying.
Okay, so that last part that she said, she should have said that and without saying what she said before that. She should have just said that from the jump and left it at that. All she had to say was, I want a guy that's in the same career field as me because we can understand our work hours and our lifestyles. Period. That's it. That's all she had to say. She didn't have to say that electrician is not a good job. And you get what I'm saying?
That's why I said what I said.
Okay. Okay. And kind of just to open it up to everyone. Go ahead, Taylor.
Would it be bad if a doctor had dreads, or can you go more into like maybe the prejudice?
Okay, basically, I don't know what's the deal. Most like growing up in an African household, we don't like dreads. I don't know why.
Locks.
So like locks or whatever.
Dread, I mean.
Exactly. So I never knew why they don't like it, but they don't. For some reason, and like I don't know because I remember when I was 18, this one guy wanted to marry me, and my dad was like, "Okay, he has dreads." Like they associated with something.
It's the madman on the street.
Exactly. So as a child, I learned that, and I was like, "Okay, ooh, I might like him, but he has dreads, and my family might not accept him." You know.
Hey, watch out, we men.
So if anybody that's out there that comes from that type of household, can y'all comment and explain why they see locks as such?
You might want to open your mind up, because that's like go the line of like, people look at you just because you black and just be like, oh yeah, she's like all the other black girls.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like judging, and you don't want to be doing that. And you kind of want to keep an open minded too, because you saying you want a doctor. A doctor can lose his own hand. He can't use his hand no more. And now you got to take care of that if that's what you want to do. Like you can't look at what they do. You want to try to find someone from the inside instead of what they do.
With anyone you will be with, you have to get ready, because let's say you pick this perfect person, there'll still something go wrong.
Yeah,
I know that.
That's life.
But like I know what I can handle and what I cannot. This is what I have studied throughout my.
So you can't handle locks. Does that make sense, y'all?
Of like dating, I was like, okay, this works, this does not work. And the thing is, this is what I like. You don't have to like what I like.
Oh, yeah,
you
for
can
sure.
like whatever you like, but this is what I prefer.
I kind of want to.
You want to know something? I'm just waiting for the short girl with the white blouse to say something. Like, give that same energy you give to men. Like, I'm just waiting to see if she gives the same energy that she gives to men to women.
So you say like my family this, my family that.
Right.
Me being a person
Right.
who I value what my family says, but at the end of the day, I'm living my life. So is this what you think about these things, or is
That's
that
a great question.
really just a family
I
thing?
I don't know. I never thought about that. I feel like
You never thought about it for yourself, or you only
because the
took...
thing is, it's like background, right? It's also like culture. It's just something that's ingrained in you where you can't really like separate the two. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you become now, because it's what you grew up with knowing.
Okay, but you could always, as you get older, as you become an adult, you learn how to be your own person, not be who everybody wants you to be. That's why in these comments, when I hear men spill that red pill talk, it's like, it sounds like you're taking what somebody said on the internet and applying it verbatim to your life, right? You have to be your own man. You have to be your own woman, right? You got to find out what that looks like for you.
Grew up knowing, okay, this is right, this is wrong. And then someone else tells you, no, this is right, this is wrong. But you're so used to seeing that this is actually right, this is actually wrong.
Have you developed what you feel is right and wrong for yourself?
But the thing is, that's my, like, I know what's right and wrong, but that's like what I've been told or like taught becomes me. And then my personality comes out too. So I just like what I like.
So you're kind of saying like your family's beliefs now kind of became
Mine.
yours.
Exactly.
That's okay.
And that's what happens for everybody. Let's not just that is what happens with everybody. You might not think like you act like your family, but a lot of your family's ways does come out of you in certain ways or how you think, etc., right? And that's just what happens when you are raised with a family, you know. That's what happens.
She's saying, oh, does anybody else?
So, being real,
right?
What does your family really think about those with dreads? Is it unclean? Is it unorthodox?
Yeah.
Like, what
No,
does
it's
that?
not really about that. It's just they don't like. So there's certain things like a girl has to be. They're very traditional.
Okay.
For just some reason, that's something that most.
So like men with long hair is a no-no.
Is that
men are not supposed to have like long hair? Men are not supposed to have like earrings. They're just like tattoos, like just certain things they believe that because they're very Christian.
You gotta stick to the tradition, the religion part.
Exactly. So it's just not like they see it as a bad thing. It's just something that not used to. We grew up in Africa. There's certain things we did not see. So it's kind of like, oh, they do that. Okay. They're they feel like at the point where they can't even be open-minded to learn because they're just so used to their
structure,
own ways.
Yeah, religious structure. I've never dealt with an African Christian religious household. I am Christian, so I can only imagine an African Christian household.
It's a bad thing. It's just something they're not used to.
Okay.
Cognitive dissonance.
So you're not open to things you're not used to. You want to stick to.
I don't personally feel like it's like that. Like if y'all listening to her, it's like just the cultural differences. Like here in America, we're able to speak free and loudly as we choose to. If you're in Dubai, you can't even raise your voice above a certain limit. So I just feel like just trying to understand that she's from a totally different continent than us.
I agree.
Okay.
And I'm glad that he stood up for her and stuff like that. You know, it's very easy to judge, but unless you were raised in a very religious household, you do not know. Trust me, I was raised in a very religious household. I'm getting back to my beliefs and my religious beliefs, but it's like I get it. I understand.
Sorry, I want to say something. I understand that because my mom, every time I go back home, my mom wants me to hide this. We go out to people's houses and stuff. She just doesn't understand it. My dad went to school in Michigan in America, so he had a different perspective. So when I moved here, I had the chance to kind of go away from what was normal. But every time I go back home, my uncle, are you a girl? You know, it's like a question. It's not normal to see.
Because you're Nigerian, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I understand what she's saying, and it's part of the culture. It's not good, it's not bad, that's just the reality of it. And that's as simple as it should be.
And I think that a lot of people think that you can change people's beliefs and religions based off of if a whole family just a wife and husband and kids decided, well, first off, if the wife and husband decided this is what's going to work for our family, and their moms and dads said that this is what's going to work for the entire generation family, changing their mind and their beliefs isn't something that can just happen over time. You get what I'm saying? Because they're very strict. They got that structure. They got that way. So it's like, just like you can't go to Dubai and change things just because you believe that that's wrong. No, that's the law of Dubai. That is the religion and spiritual practices of Dubai, right? If you don't agree with it, then you just don't go to Dubai, right? Same thing for if you're dating somebody and you find out that they're religious. You can't change them, right? You can't change their mothers and fathers' opinions of people that aren't religious. No, you just don't date that person, right? So you can't change people for some of the things that they have in their beliefs and stuff, you know. That is how they were raised, and that's the reality of it, you know. But that's okay, because there's somebody out there that will love her and respect her and cherish her and give her, you know, what her father believes she should have, as well as someone that can make her happy too as well.
Should be explained.
Okay, thank you. So, Eric, good thing you were over there, you know, saying your points. So I'm gonna move on over to you next. Okay. So, as we saw on the episode you were on, like we saw you were pretty certain about what you like and what you don't like. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these clips showcasing that. Uh-oh. And Eric, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I think it's a style thing. I don't like the dress.
Wow, really?
When you're darker skinned, I like for girls to choose things that will stand out to balance that. it's the same thing. I just like to have someone who stands out, and I like to wear black. And I think that it would be weird to just have two people walking around wearing black. And the reason I popped was I have a thing about nails. I don't like to hear them on the like clanking, and I feel like, yeah, I don't know. There's something about it that the sound of it I don't like. Okay. And the other thing is the black. Again, I just like to.
He likes girls in bright reds, peaches, pinks, and little to no nails, very natural nails.
People who are colorful, and I popped it because there's something about the laugh I don't like. I think it would be annoying to hear all the time.
Hey, stand on what you like, man.
Wow.
Stand on
Can't
that.
be nobody.
All right, so let's talk.
Yeah, so Eric, them wearing black, you're not gonna wear black every day, right?
I understand, but this is your show.
Right.
You're the one who set the rules. you said tell us about the first impression. That was my first impression.
I see. So right. So what would it be like if you're dating someone and they do end up wearing black? Would you tell her to change?
It's not that you're never to wear black. Okay. That wasn't the situation. I was simply playing the game.
Okay.
You asked for the first impression of the person walking in. I looked at her. I said that was my first impression.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
It was as simple as that.
So if you were like out in real life and you do see someone who's not wearing so much of a bright color, but everything else is in your specs.
I mean, colorful people are colorful regardless. Mm-hmm. Like I'm wearing black, but there's still color there.
I see.
Right? So it's just in her case, it was simply that there was just brown. It's like looking at a naked person. It's real tight. Right? It's not good or it's not bad. It's just that personally, they're just certain. I like a bit of mystery.
Okay.
So that's as simple as I can put it. Okay. In that situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to describe yourself, because this is actually a great question, I think, for dating.
Okay.
If you were to what's your favorite color?
I would say orange.
Why? Give me three adjectives as to why.
Yeah. Well, every time you wake up in a September morning, you look outside. It feels like the sun is just more yellow for some reason.
Artist.
Right? It reminds you of the beginning of fall.
Okay.
It reminds you of sunsets.
Okay.
Right? There's beauty to the color of orange.
Okay, beauty.
If you put the color of orange next to someone who's dark-skinned, they shine.
Shine, okay.
By the way, all the women are welcome because after I said that, everyone started wearing colors.
Okay, set the tone.
Check it.
Okay.
All right. So as we saw during episode 5, there was an accessory that was kind of the talk of the episode. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that accessory was.
The hat really throw me off, the Willy Wonka thing. I don't really like it like that.
And I'm not even going to judge, but like, I didn't like it either. I didn't like her hat either. I didn't like the way she was dressed either. It looks very witchcrafty-ish. It looks very like it just didn't compliment her style.
Newton hat.
Oh, you gotta do me like that?
What you mean? Huh? Yeah, the hat just threw me off.
He called her a hoe? I didn't even hear that.
Like that.
I like the Cam Newton hat.
Listen. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
The hat really throw me off, the Willy Wonka thing. I don't really like it like that.
I like the Cam Newton hat.
You gotta do me like that?
What you mean? Huh? Yeah, the hat just threw me off. Other than that,
okay.
It's the hat for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor, that hat taking you out today, girl.
I guess so.
She looked better now, though.
All right, so Taylor, as we saw, you're wearing a hat today.
She chose a better hat, though.
Hey,
y'all didn't stop me.
Okay.
Were you expecting for your hat to be like such a hot topic?
I wasn't expecting to be anything.
Oh, okay.
I was an audience member, and I wasn't expecting to be on the show that time. So, I just came and I threw on something, and I was like, "Oh, I'm excited." I stay inside a lot at the time. And I just came, and I didn't know the hat was gonna be hated. A lot of people told me to throw it away.
Really?
Dang.
Yeah.
Did you? No, I actually, I basically have it being customized right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Strong Wool is customizing it, and we're going to donate it with our water initiative.
Oh yeah, I saw that video on IG. That's right.
Cool. And what is the water initiative, if you want to elaborate on that?
So I currently work as a project coordinator for Project Roots, and we are presenting a water initiative where we are passing out water. We live in Phoenix, it's really hot, to those who are unsheltered. And we're currently planning a fundraiser where people can donate, they can find more information about it, and we would like to raffle off that hat just because it was a hot commodity and has a lot of attention, and Strong Wool is putting some really cool designs on it. So, yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
Anyone have any comments about the hat?
No.
Hey,
I can't wait to
your
see
hat
it.
popping this time, though, okay? I don't care what they say. Okay?
Thank
Put it
you.
on today.
Thank you.
I mean, I thought you put it on that day too. I was about to say you were good. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I can say y'all in the comment section, y'all really, really ate me up, but it brought me, just like this, the city of Phoenix rebirth. I am grateful for the opportunity to love myself. I found love for myself here, so I'm grateful.
Okay, nice.
Thank you.
So as we saw on season 6, we kind of had a little class clown. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all all know who I'm talking about. Jay, you definitely had quite a lot to say to some of the ladies that were coming on out. So, you know, let's take a little look at a recap of some of the things you were saying.
I'm an Uber and Lyft driver full time.
Okay.
All right. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I don't know, it's the knee, the right knee. You got something going on. I don't know what it is. I got eczema. And I use coconut oil. Yeah, zoom in on that.
Please.
And I just don't know why it's like that.
So,
yo,
Jay, some of the comments were saying you were being a little nitpicky. Like, was her scar really a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, I mean, I really do have eczema. So, you know, it's a real thing. So when I saw that, I really was thinking like, man, it could be something. You know what I mean?
Not y'all fighting over the cocoa butter.
Yeah, you know, so it maybe in the real world, I don't know, but I mean, I'm thinking like maybe somebody who use, you know, coconut oil might be coming up next. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. You know?
Okay.
I'm trying to understand how you get to talk about the right knee, but as soon as I say taco meat, I get humpback in Notre Dame. And please help me understand.
I didn't say that.
I ain't saying you did, but how are you able to say that, but I can't?
I can't speak for other people.
Great answer.
That was a good answer.
They were coming for him though, Jess.
I never said
Did they?
Yeah.
But did they come for his looks though?
No, they came for my manhood.
With your job?
They said, sassy.
I'm sorry. It's funny when a man says, they called me sassy. That's funny. That's funny. Especially he buff like a big strong man talking about something. They called me sassy. I'm sorry, but I sympathize with his emotions.
Hey, I'm Justin. All right.
Hell, that's better than collard green orange.
Not for a man, look.
I guess for a man, that is pretty serious. Like, you know, they're calling him zesty, sassy.
Do you feel kind of sassy about that? Like you feeling sassiness? You feel
I
like
don't
you have any sassiness though?
I don't feel sassy at all.
You don't feel zesty?
I don't feel I mean, I might a little bit, you know what I'm saying? A little hot today, but, you know, I might be a little zesty, but that's just some seasoning. You know, it's a little drizzle.
So
Now he called himself zesty.
Yeah, I am actually.
does it matter what kind of oil? Like, could I be like a shea butter?
You could be a shea butter baby.
Okay.
Don't fuck up my pillow.
He's kind of funny. He's being serious though, but he's funny.
Yeah, go ahead, Serenity.
I just wanted to add, and I was just thinking about this because I know you noticed like the ashiness of her knee or the scar of her knee, but did the responses that the women gave go over your guys' heads when Arlette said, "What are you ladies looking for in a man?" And I know I went up there and I'm looking for a man of God. I'm looking for a man with good principles, and you guys immediately went to first impression is she's wearing a brown dress. Like, did you guys, did that go over your head, the responses that we had, the intellect that we had?
If you asking me, I never said anything about the brown dress.
Or just my height. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was the height.
Okay.
But I'm wearing brown right now. It's my favorite color. I like the dress.
But he said, don't play with it.
The dress was not very Christian. I'll say that.
The dress was, it was past my knees. It was long sleeves. I can't help that I am a woman who is in shape. You know, most of the clothes that I do have are tailored to me because I do appreciate nice clothes. And I thought that on a show, like a dating show, I would put my best self forward. I didn't have my stomach out. I didn't have my ass out. I'm just a fit woman. And the dress was below the knee and long sleeves.
So Eric,
I feel like, you know, even if she is Christian, that was a very appropriate dress for her to wear on a dating show, right? She's not going to church. She's going to a dating show. And I agree with her, right? She's very form-fitted. She gets her dresses tailor-made, and she's a very fit woman with a physique, you know. Yeah, her butt wasn't hanging out. You know, yeah, I felt like the dress was fine. I really didn't see anything wrong with it, you know. I mean, there's some Christian women that are probably dressing worse and at church. You get what I'm saying? So, but like I said, she wasn't at church. She was going to a dating show. So,
her dress was not Christian, in your opinion?
I'm just saying, you know, you didn't have to try to guess anything. It was all there. It's not bad.
Right, yeah.
If you come out and you're like, oh, I'm a Christian woman, I'm looking for a Christian man. A true Christian man wants his wife or his woman to be reserved.
Okay. Are you a Christian man?
Having the shape is not enough?
What?
Having the shape is the problem?
The shape is not the problem.
Well, that's what I'm gonna say is I liked it, and I think that. What I'm gonna say is like I see it go back to like me saying like it's a black thing, because I see like other race they'll have on little bitty stuff on, and then they would not people won't say nothing because they don't have a body. Like you can't.
It just go back into personal, like what she was saying, what you like type stuff. So, you know, like your body popping is, you got to be more conscious of it, because men gonna be looking. That's probably what they're getting at.
But the thing is that it doesn't matter what you wear, a man is gonna look regardless, because you're a woman and he's attracted to women. You get what I'm saying? So that whole, like, I get it. I get what he's saying. Like, if you were dressed like a prostitute, I could understand. But she wasn't. She had on a long sleeve, foot length dress. And my father and other men that are everywhere say that it don't even matter. If a girl look good and she got a body, they gonna look anyway. She could be in sweatpants with a jacket, a long sleeve jacket zipped up to her neck. If she got a body, men are gonna see through, like, they're gonna look harder, you know. So I just feel like if you're a man that is attracted to a woman and you see an attractive woman, you're going to stare at her and look at her regardless of what she's wearing.
If you're attractive and it's just out there, I'm for surely gonna be looking. I'm a man like that, so you know you gotta kind of be mindful of that if you're looking to be, you know, with a man, and you know. So
I ain't gonna
that's
lie.
all. But not to say like you did anything wrong though.
I ain't gonna lie. I told the taller dudes they was tripping, and I was lusting a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie. Like actually, a lot of it, I was like, y'all tripping.
But you popped your balloon.
I did. Yeah. I had, you know.
He wanted to see number 3.
I want to ask a question to both of you guys, because I feel like you guys both are very critical. Have you guys ever like looked past it? And I guess this is a general question too. Like, I know attractiveness and like how a woman's physical appearance is important in my perspective to a man. But have you guys ever like maybe fallen for a woman beyond her looks, or for her heart, or for her personality? And if so, like, How? When?
They
Why?
did. In what? Middle school? Middle school, high school, they did, yeah.
Then like.
So you're not always shallow.
Man, I mean, I guess if you want to say that. But see, this is the thing. When men have standards, it's shallow. But when women say, I want a dude that's 6 feet, I want a dude that's not an electrician, I want a dude that's not that. Hold on.
Yo, he cooking though. He eating. He's speaking facts. It's facts.
I let y'all talk. Can I talk, please?
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So when women say, I want a dude that don't got locks, right? It's you go, girl. That's right. You standing on business. You do your thing. But when a man do it, he's sassy. He's zesty. He gay. So there's a double standard there, and I accept that, right? Because I knew coming on the show that's what it's gonna be. But if that's what you want to call me, I can't debate with your opinions, and I don't want to try to. But that's what I am, and that's what I like. I mean, just like that's what y'all like.
I wouldn't like personally the electrician comment. From my knowledge, electricians make a good grip of money. But that's not my first, priority when getting to know someone. But I think
What is your first priority?
My first priority is character, appearance. I do have to be
But
attracted.
how do you get to know the character if you haven't?
By asking what your favorite color is and then seeing how receptive you are. If you're receptive to go down the path of allowing me in.
But I got a question. How long does that last, to be real, if you're not truly attracted? You have to be attracted to the person that you're talking to.
I wouldn't even
don't get
ask.
me wrong, right? Like the personality is big, and yes, pay attention to that. But it all starts off with attraction. You're not just gonna go for somebody just because they're cool.
I agree with both. I think both matter. Personality and attraction. You can be fine as hell. I could have a BBL. I could have veneers with an ugly personality, and a man get to know me and be like, oh yeah, I just want to hit that because I don't like your personality, right? So yeah, I can understand, like, beauty is important, but that's a factor. And then there's the brain aspect. There's a personality aspect where a person has an amazing personality, but they smell really bad. They have bad hygiene. They don't take care of themselves. They don't clean up their room. They're a mean person. You get what I'm saying? So, their looks aren't up to par because they just don't take care of themselves. So I think that both matter. You don't have to choose either or. You don't have to choose between looks, and you don't have to choose between personality. There's both. You get what I'm saying? Now, is there a flaw, in everybody? Yes, there's a flaw in everybody, right? There's always going to be something that you can nitpick off of everybody. Duh. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody's perfect. But if you go off of nitpicking everybody, you'll never find somebody. You will always be alone. Because there's something annoying about everybody. I promise you. About me, about everybody. There's always going to be that one thing. But you shouldn't let it stop you from dating somebody if majority of the things that you love about them are good. You get what I'm saying?
A friend type of energy. It's not a relationship.
But to be honest, I wouldn't even be going deeper with you if I wasn't attracted to you. So like if I'm attracted, like what I find with the men that I've wanted
That
to
sounds
pursue.
very contradictory.
Because what was your question?
Because like somebody can be attractive, but if you're not receptive to me, and like if I'm trying to get to know you and you like, I'm like, what's your favorite color? Well, that's kind of silly. Like we're not gonna be able to get along because I like depth.
We're asking about what is the thing that brings you together to begin with?
I mean, me asking and me going deeper. If I'm asking you a question, you can't go along for the ride. I'm asking you like, give me three reasons why you like the color orange.
Okay, but the guy is saying that when you are initially first meeting somebody, if a man walks up to you trying to holla, you're not going to immediately ask, what's your favorite color? You get what I'm saying? Oh, tell me about your childhood. Like, he just walked up to you. He literally just walked up to you, girl. And you want to ask him something serious, right? That's what he's saying. for you to even continue to carry on that conversation with that guy after he walked up to you, you had to have found an attraction to him. You get what I'm saying? I think that's what he was saying.
And you're like, well, this is kind of silly. Well, already we're not going to, like, I could think you're attractive, but I'm like, okay, well, maybe we're not going to be able to go long term then.
She's missing the point of what he's saying, but I understand. I think everybody understands what she is saying, but she's missing the point.
Because I'm asking questions that you think.
His question wasn't exactly understood by you, not that he thought he was silly, but I also believe that we shouldn't use the example of you two for you to answer the question.
I'm just giving an example.
But what is the thing that attracts you to begin with?
It's the character.
No, it's not, because you don't know somebody's character based off of how, like, just seeing them, right? A person is a stranger until they introduce themselves to you. I can't tell the guy across the bar what his personality is like just by looking at him, right? Duh. So in order for me to be attracted to him, I have to look, okay, he's attractive to me. Okay, cool. If he come over here, I'm probably going to give him a conversation, you know?
I just met somebody.
We're going to go in circles. It's all right.
Yeah. We got to move on.
Let's go ahead and move on. So as we saw with Serenity, we did touch on you a little bit, but we're going to bring it back around. Okay. So a lot of the viewers kind of expressed they felt like, you know, on your episode, like that you weren't treated fairly. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at how your segment went.
I'm eating tomatoes.
Hello, welcome in.
Hi.
We can have your name.
I'm Serenity.
Very beautiful. You seem strong, like you beat me up.
I'm not gonna lie, it was just the feet. You know what I mean? I just wasn't fucking with the shoes.
Oh, he don't like the shoes. Yeah, her feet are painted. Her feet are done. I could understand him not liking the shoes, but at least she tried. You get what I'm saying? She got the feet painted. She got on a dress. She got heels. I think that was fine.
Like, you beautiful, but I just, you know, the fit just wasn't it for me.
Just wasn't attracted.
Okay.
Just seems a little uncoordinated. I don't know.
What?
Maybe it's just the heels and, you know what I mean, the dress, but
wow.
It's that simple.
Wow.
Sassy brute.
Ooh. They were really judgmental. Yeah, they were like, but I get it, you know, there's the women's episodes where they were judgmental towards men. I just want to say that this show is a very judgmental show. But that was crazy.
They the baddest. Not you. Who the best? No, obviously.
Yeah, the comments were definitely on your side on this. You know, they were like you said, before we even said anything, she said, this is a sassy group. And that's what the majority of the comments were calling the men on this episode. So Serenity, as we saw, you were taking those comments very well. Like,
I'm very sure of myself, and it doesn't matter what someone is telling me about myself. I know myself, and I know what I know about myself to be true. So I was unshaken, and I knew that regardless of if I was going to be disrespected, because as a Black woman, unfortunately, I get disrespected a lot, especially in the career field that I'm in. I just knew that I was going to stay myself. I was going to show up as myself. And the guys did show up. They were fresh. You know, I haven't seen a lot of people iron their clothes in a while. There was no wrinkles on anybody. You know, everyone looked good. I didn't smell anything bad, you know, no one's breath smelled crazy. So I was going to give them true compliments. Now, I will say this, I don't dislike locks. My mother has locks. They go down to her waist side. You know, my family's from the Caribbean. We're Haitians. So a lot of people in my family and my culture wear the locks. So I've grown to appreciate them and love them. It's just, so some of the gentlemen like Jay on the show, he didn't have his locks clean. He didn't have them twisted. So if we're going off of first impressions, you know, you didn't get the chance for me to hear a lot of their responses on the initial walk up. So all I could go off of was appearance and the small remarks that they made, especially about me, to decide if I was going to match. But for me to go out there and give them a well-spoken, you know, part of me, and then also articulate, I'm in shape, and I'm respectful. I would have thought I would have gotten different remarks. And I was a little disappointed in the men on there because I love Black men and they didn't show that love back. And that's okay. Because I can't be everybody's type. You know, everyone has a preference, like we heard.
But I will say that she had a point, right? Majority of the episodes that I've reacted to, a lot of the men said, I want a woman that's in the gym. I want a woman that's in shape. I want a woman with a good career, right? Nice smile. I want a woman that can dress. I want a woman that wears heels. You get what I'm saying? That's what kind of woman she is. And now you're presented with this type of woman. It's like, you know, very shocking that some of the responses that are still being given. But that goes to show that, you know, a person could have this long list of things that they want, but all of that can change and go out the door if they find somebody that they're really interested in. And that's the truth. You know, you could try to, you know, change yourself for society standards, but it not be guaranteed that you're going to get the positive results and feedback from you doing so. So that just goes to show the negative aspect of, okay, well, I'm, you know, I live up to a certain expectations, right, of my life. Why am I still having trouble finding a man when all of these men said they want a fit woman, you know, a woman that has a good career, a woman that, you know, doesn't go to the club, you know, a woman who has a nice smile, that wears heels, that dresses nice, that wears dresses. That's real feminine, right? You have that. I am that woman, but unfortunately I still have problems finding a date. You get what I'm saying? That's the caveat. You know, you could be doing all of these things and you could be seen as the perfect person, but still end up not having somebody. You know, I don't know her personally. I don't know her character or anything like that. She seems to be well spoken though. So
and all that stuff, right? But you know, I am wearing a different color today.
Yes,
and I'm wearing accessories as well. And yeah, so
and her making that remark was going to shows that she does care what you think, you know, because she came in a different color, she accessorized, you know, she looks good, you know, so she does care what people think, or else she would have never pointed out, hey y'all, I'm wearing a different color and I you know, put on some better heels and I accessorize. You know, whenever a woman is criticized for her looks and she changes herself to look better, that is her acknowledging that she hears your concerns, right? And she does kind of agree with the things that you said. So she came back and presented herself even better. You get what I'm saying?
It was crazy. I
See how much more you stand out.
Hey. That was a compliment.
It was.
Okay.
Same.
You was looking tonight.
So you say she wasn't standing out that day, is what
She
you're
did
saying?
not stand out.
Okay.
But look at her now, right?
Okay.
Would you pop your
She's
balloon now?
definitely beautiful.
Would you pop your balloon now?
First impression, straight on
the first impression's done.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was weird. You could have been like, I don't know if he's dating somebody right now, but he could have been like, you know, I would keep my balloon, flirt with her, get her number after. Like, come on. Where, like, you know what I think? I think the definition of a player has definitely changed. I think that nowadays men think that being a player is actually like being mean to women. You know, a lot of people don't realize that being a player is getting a number, being flattery, making a girl smile, making her happy, doing those things. Like, that's player.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gorgeous, Serenity.
So, yeah, you definitely are. And the red dress, okay, we see you.
It is. With the red bottom.
And I'm strong still, too,
And the
in the red
body's
dress,
still
too.
bodying.
I'm still strong in the red dress.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we saw, Trinity said right away, sassy, whatever it is. What did you guys think of, you know, Serenity's segment?
I feel like the men were just too picky, just to be picky, just to pick.
I think all other men out there can relate to me. Look, you ain't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You look great. You're respectful, like you said, and it can seem like from your mind space that you're intelligent. That's attractive. Like, you know, I don't know what everybody else out there looking for, but if you're trying to settle down for real, like that's that. Like,
Yeah, she's a great woman to settle down with. Yeah, I mean, how she spoke was well. She's a woman of God. She says she's in church. Like, come on, man. Y'all better wipe that up. Y'all be saying there's nobody in the dating pool, but then when you get a woman like her, y'all don't be running to go wipe her up. Y'all need to get these good women and men take them off the market before there's legit nobody to go after.
A lot of the men on there were just intimidated by you.
That's it.
When you have like a woman of your caliber and you have all your stuff together, and then you're going on a dating show and meeting men who maybe don't, or even maybe only have it halfway, they're like, maybe I shouldn't. So I feel like it was a protection thing.
Yeah, the lawnmower guy, I think that he was like, I would want to ask him. I said lawnmower guy, my bad, I'm sorry. Landscaper, excuse me. I wonder what he was really looking for him to say she seems too strong. That honestly offended me for you, because as Black women, sometimes we naturally have toneness, and just because we have a toneness doesn't mean that we're not feminine.
I guess they mean that because there's a lot of guys that would agree with what I'm about to say. There's some men that are like, oh, well, I want my woman in the gym, but I don't want her to look masculine, meaning I don't want her to have muscles and big biceps and washboard abs. And, you know, there's some men that just want her to work out but not have that bodybuilder appearance. I guess that's what they meant. I don't know verbatim. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. But yeah.
So I wonder what he was really meaning by that.
Well, he would have to be here to answer that, but I'm strong, but I'm soft. I am. I smell good too.
Period.
She do. She does indeed.
And to kind of go ahead and move on to who is known on the show as America's favorite bachelor. Terrence, we saw you on quite a few episodes. I think it's about 3 Pop the Balloon episodes. And, you know, on there we saw that, you know, your balloon just kept getting on pop, but you never gave up. Like, you always just still had a smile on your face and everything. Let's go ahead and take a look at your journey on here.
I love Terrence. I want to say that Terrence was my favorite person on this season. He's always laughing. He always had a smile. He knows how to light up a room. He has a good career. Like, I just think that he should be wiped up.
All right, right on over here. Hello, welcome in.
Because you're short.
It's just height, but you're very handsome, and I like your outfit.
I picked you because you're the shortest one.
I just would like somebody a little bit more taller.
I think it's the lips for me. I can't kiss him.
What's wrong with other Ashley?
So, Terrence, did it ever become like discouraging? Like every time like someone would come out, like they would pop your balloon on all those episodes you were on?
No, not really. I would say like for me, like I didn't see none of them. Like I was like I would marry her, you know. For them that did pop my balloon, but another thing too, like I really not like big on hating people or wanting people to like. If they don't like me, that's fine. I still love you, still like you. I'm still, you know, that's okay with me. So like whoever I do find, I'm gonna know that she really want me and she love me, and that's what I want, you know. So.
And I want to say that, men, this is the attitude that you're supposed to have. You know, teach your sons to have this attitude. Whenever you get denied, you're supposed to keep a smile on your face. Don't argue with her. Don't make her feel like you're down or upset. Don't make smart remarks. Just know in the back of your mind every time you get rejected that there's somebody out there for me. That's it. You know, because, and I know a lot of y'all are like, I don't even need to hear this. I'm fine. But I mean, there's so many stories of women rejecting men and men doing the most. There's videos out there where some men just cannot handle rejection, and I think this is a great outlook on rejection for real. And you know, I don't know if he has kids or anything, but I just know his son or his future kids will be able to handle rejection very well.
Nothing that don't want me, I don't want it that don't want me. And I ain't big on forcing nothing, so that's how I feel about it.
There you go.
All right, so how did you guys feel when, you know, watching Terrence's segment?
Hey, they was hating on my boy Hype. I ain't gonna lie, okay? People be like, I mean, to each his own. You like what you like, but for me, I'm like a real person when it comes to like Hype or different shit like that. That shit really don't matter. Once I take the time to know you and I'm feeling you, then we gonna vibe. Like, but they'll say that how y'all feel.
Yeah, I'm not the spokesperson for all women, but I will say that growing up in my household, my mom, she's a stallion. She's about 5'11", and my dad was 5'5".
Okay.
So height was never a requirement for me, and I knew that you could be tall and you could be a bad person. You could be a lie, cheat, steal, drunk, all of the above. So I thought that you carried yourself very well.
Yeah.
You look very sharp. You know, edge up is crispy, okay? Skin is clear. And I thought, you know, it was unfortunate. And then I had to live the same experience. So I know how you feel on a deeper level. Yeah.
Okay. And personally, I was somebody that in my episode, I was speaking on someone's height, but it was because he lied. But I didn't get a chance. He lied. I didn't get a chance to say that I like short kings. Actually, my very first person was a short king. Kai Cenat is a short king, and I would definitely.
Ma'am, Kai Cenat is definitely younger than you. How old is he? Hold on 1 second. How old is Kai Cenat? Because he's young. He's like a little boy to her. Kai Cenat. Oh, he's 22. Still, I don't know how old this woman is, but I know she's definitely older than some Kai Cenat.
Hop on. So I just want to make sure you know that you already know. And you're very handsome, beautiful locks, beautiful skin.
Appreciate it.
If Terrence don't got it, Kai do.
I got
He'd like to interject.
Okay, go ahead.
So back to your point, right?
He's coming to me.
No, yeah. I mean, this is what I was talking about the double standard. Wasn't nobody in the comments mad about that? But everybody was mad about what I said.
Because it was a need.
No, I'm talking about the height with Serenity.
Oh.
Right? They was on my helmet about that. But we get 3 episodes of this and nothing? Y'all ain't got nothing to say? So it's a hypocrisy, right? And that's kind of that.
There's double standards. I agree with them. There's definitely double standards. You know, you cannot say that there aren't double standards in this world. I understand what he's saying.
Drizzle that we talking about is like when y'all get it done to y'all really don't like it, but it's okay for me, but it's not okay for you. And that's not cool, right? Because like Serenity said, you can be a good person or you could be a bad person if you tall. You be a great person if you short, right? And that's the same thing. That's all men are saying, right? I don't know this dude, but I feel like he saves kittens. I don't know. Like, I feel like he wouldn't hurt a fly if he didn't have to, but he could still protect himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try him. So, I mean, that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's zesty to have preferences. And no, men get mad at women about, well, actually, we do get mad about that, about the preferences. But I mean, it got to go both ways. That's all I'm saying. It got to go both ways.
I think it also has to go back to not taking things too personally because followers are going to do what followers do. That's why they're called followers. If one person says it, a lot of them are going to say it.
That's true.
Okay. Well, I want to say, I feel like Terrence got it in the bag because I don't really think too much about it before she asked him about him being discouraged about coming on and people saying no, basically. The Bible says it's not for the swift or the strong, it's for the one who endures. And I see endurance all over him, so I feel like he got it in the bag. Yeah. Whoever he get, he gonna get him, and he gonna get somebody because he's enduring for real.
Yeah. For sure.
And I agree, and I respect that, and I love when people quote the Bible because that's real. like I said, people that put in work, that put in a hard work when it comes to physical aspect, and like when it comes to their character, you know, they work hard in real life at their job, but they work hard on their character. Those are the people that get blessed tenfold. And then sometimes you may not get your blessing today, tomorrow, next month, but when you do get your blessing, it'll last for eternity. You get what I'm saying? Because you built it, you know, you built your relationship with Jesus. You built your character. You're a hard worker. You're nice. You treat people kind. You don't lie, steal, chill, kill, or steal. So it's like, it's only a matter of time before you get blessed. And once you get it, nobody can ever take it away from you. And that's word.
And he kept like a high spirit through all of it.
Exactly.
He even told a couple ladies like, I still think you look good. Like, like definitely an honorable dude. Definitely.
Yeah. So obviously, we see in the comments like all the women are like, "Oh, Terrence, I wish you were in my state. Come to Atlanta. Come wherever. I date you." All this stuff. Yeah. But I feel like in person, it's different. Like for example, some of you ladies are on stage. Is Terrence your type? Is he someone that you would go for? No.
Okay. He's taller than me, so yeah, I would.
Okay. So Trinity, you said no. Why no? Why Trinity? Why did you say no?
Quick and strong too.
He's really sweet.
Mike.
Like I feel like
He's really, you know,
sweet, and I just feel like I'm
toxic,
aggressive. I may be too
wrong for that. He talking about some toxic.
Aggressive, not intentionally, but that's just me. I'm a lioness.
Nah,
like,
Terrence,
I'm not a kitten.
he got something. You just gotta look deeper. I can see it in your eyes.
Okay, so Taylor, you're saying Terrence is your type.
I definitely would tap in. I would tap into Terrence. Hey, Terrence. Hey. Like, but I gotta, you know.
Listen, girls, you better get him. You better get him before he taken off the market. I'm telling you, man. He got a good job. No, not job. He got a good career. He got a good heart. Y'all better get him. Y'all better get him. The pickings is slim. You better get him while you can.
I'm just like, hey, you know, I would definitely get to know you.
I personally think it's performative, to be quite honest with you, because it's easy for people to say, "Oh, I would do this, I would do that," but unless you're here in person, you're feeling a vibe. Like it is totally okay to not be attracted to someone or not want to pursue someone, or someone could be attracted that's just not your cup of tea. So I think people hop on the internet and say, "Oh, they missing out. Oh, they left. Shoe look ugly anyway," or just talking about the person because they chose not to pursue Terrence. Like,
okay, but you could tell when a good person is a good person. You get what I'm saying? And that shines. You know, your character does shine, and people can see that, right? And I think if there's an opportunity to date somebody, you know, that you see whose light is shining, you in the comments talking about some, "Oh, I want him, I want to date him." There's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Talking about this whole time, people have their rights or their own preferences, and I think it's very performative for people to get on the internet and say what they would do. So how about you fly your tail on here to Arizona
and get you Terrence
then?
They be missing out though.
And unless you gonna do that, mute.
Okay, Jessica, since we're on you.
Come
on, girl. So obviously, there's a word that gets thrown around a lot when it comes to you. Just you know what that word is?
Auntie.
Yup. I don't know why, but let's take a look at why they keep calling you auntie.
She's fine. She's fine. Look kind of like my auntie though. She's kind of like auntie. Okay. No disrespect, babe. No disrespect. My auntie's very beautiful. You know.
Show me your auntie.
Huh?
Show me your auntie when we done.
I will. Most definitely will.
So, Jess, has anyone ever called you auntie or all that stuff before you came on Pop the Balloon?
No, and I still ain't seen this auntie. So if you're watching this, please send a picture of your auntie to my DMs, please, because I want to see her.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're getting that. Is anyone else on the stage getting auntie vibes from her?
I don't get auntie.
Or are we getting fine?
I said cousin.
And I still ain't seen your cousin either.
Cousin. I'll show you my cousin.
I think it was just the dress. No, and don't even take that the wrong way.
It was what?
I think it was the dress.
The dress gave auntie to you?
I mean,
You think
so
she
hear me
dressed like
out.
auntie?
Hold on, wait. Hear me out.
Okay, now she giving the same energy. Okay, she giving the same energy. All right.
Just the women in my family, but all my aunties and stuff, they love patterns. They love, and I just be looking at them. I'm like, yeah, you know, you look good. And so you came on the show. I'm like, I see why they say auntie. But I feel like it's a dress.
But sis, your pants is patterns.
Well, hold on, wait.
It is patterns, though. It is patterns. It is patterns, girl.
Patterns was an issue. I'm just saying that I think it's the dress. Because they always say like hair and clothes are like really your makeup. Like you can put a full on face, but put on sweats and still look a certain way. So it's kind of like maybe it's just the dress and the hair.
The hair too?
I said maybe. I don't know. I'm just making suggestions.
I'll say it was the hair for me.
The hair for you?
For me, it's the dress.
Not in this episode. The first one with the short hair. With the short hair. But today I didn't know who you was.
But let's also get something straight too. You are fine as hell.
Yeah,
you are absolutely gorgeous. Like you just go ahead. Yes, honey. Yes. Okay.
Booty though.
Okay.
Oh my God. You have the baby there, okay?
Every time I get, so keep being mad.
Oh God.
That booty fat.
Who find auntie that is?
Oh God.
She messy. Did y'all hear what Arlette said? She said, "Who fine auntie is that?" Yo, Arlette messy.
She ready to fight.
Where you at?
Well, I just want to say this about the whole 18 comment, the auntie comments. Honestly, I think it's old and it's lazy. I don't give auntie. And I talked about this before. Why is it that women who consider themselves to be curvier, why is it that we get labeled auntie, cousin, and X, Y, and Z? I don't give that. If you come on my page talking about I'm auntie, block. Period. I don't give auntie.
Okay. And you said cousin as well. You throw
cousin as well.
Okay.
And then too, I just want to say this too. Please stop confusing comedic humor, personality with somebody who's old. I prefaced this before. As it relates to personality, it would be similar to like a Tabitha Brown or something like that. But this don't give auntie. So please stop it. Actually, I did get that dress. It was sent to me from Shein. So I'm just saying I don't know too many aunties who wear dresses like that or bodycon dresses. But I'm just saying, y'all, it's real old and it's lazy. Let it go. I don't give auntie and I'm fine as hell. Period.
Damn straight.
Okay, I want to know. So sometimes I'll call women that I respect, like not I don't know your age or anything like that, but just for the auntie comment to see if you can find any respect towards it, because it seems like you find it disrespectful. Look at that I respect like my mom, but our relationship is like a sister, auntie. If I respect you in those regards, regardless of your age, it's a respect thing. So could you find respect in the auntie comment, or is that completely disrespectful?
No, because at the end of the day, it still boiled down to a certain look and a certain persona. And I'm not too sure if you all are familiar with Jackie Ayana, however you say her name, but people felt the same vibe from her and they came on her page calling her auntie. And respectfully, she's blocking everybody who calls her auntie. So sis, if you're watching this, I completely understand. It would be the equivalent to somebody calling you, hey, chocolate, hey, you know what I mean? Like, hey, skinny girl, or hey, little Chad, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of vibe that it gives. So unless you've been on the flip side of that, wouldn't you feel a way if I came at you like, hey, my little chocolate baby? You know what I mean? Especially.
I love that. Like, I love
No, but like, I mean, this is a whole nother topic.
That's a term of
day.
endearment for me. So like, auntie is a term of endearment for me. Hey,
and it is like it's a blessing. Like there's like for Jackie Ina, if we're talking about her scenario, I don't know this woman. I don't know who this woman's life. Jackie Ina's life has been on display. She is in fact an auntie. She posted a video with her and her niece a long time ago. So she is in fact an auntie. I understand this woman with the short hair, her perspective, because it's like, yes, it's a term of endearment because it is a blessing to be an auntie. Just like it's a blessing to be a grandma. I don't understand how some women want to be called a grandma. You're a grandmother, and that's a blessing to even be alive, to be called a grandmother. You get what I'm saying? So And some people don't even get a chance to even become a grandma or an auntie. So it is a blessing. It is a term of endearment. I just think that you're insecure. And I just think that it's shining, that insecurity is shining on the inside, you know, because, you know, I'm a skinny girl. I get called skinny. You know, I've been called skinny. I'm athletically built, slim, athletic built body. So, you know, I don't get called thickums, obviously. So it's like, you know, I don't let that bother me. You know, it is what it is. I just think that, number one, yes, it's a personal preference, but I just think that it's not really that serious, you know.
Baby, I love when a black woman, you come call me baby. Hey, TT,
I totally agree with you, but it's men.
It's that they're saying it like an insult.
Thank you. And then, like, respectfully, there's a lot of discrepancies, and this is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day as it relates to colorism in the black community, but it would be the equivalent of somebody calling you a name that is derogatory toward people who wear chocolate.
Whoopi Goldberg.
So that's the vibe that it gives. Calling me auntie is not a compliment. If you respect me, say that. But don't give me no backhanded compliment about calling me no auntie.
I don't think you gotta worry.
I understand what you mean by
And
that.
then men, like coming from a man.
No, because
too,
somebody's
that's
still
what
gonna
it
find a
is.
way to call me auntie in the comments, but it's okay.
But you stood your ground, Jess, and we love it.
And will.
All right. So
But I get it. It's not a compliment to her. I understand. I just think that it's just, you know, next conversation, you know.
This upcoming clip, it was probably one of the most analyzed and talked about, discussed, snip, cut up, whatever you want to call over TikTok, Instagram, scene of season 1. So let's take a look at what scene that was.
Yeah, you're very gorgeous though, but I don't like that you put the fake flower in your vest trying to make it look better than what it was.
Yeah.
I don't like that you brought a fake briefcase. There's probably nothing in there, and it's also halfway open. You should probably close it. Also, I don't like that the fact that you put your hat.
What would be
Why do you have
considered
a hat
a
on?
fake briefcase though?
Fake briefcase.
I mean, the
is
hair
when there's
done.
something-
It's done. It's
So
done.
why
dog.
didn't you show your hair?
That's what I wanted to do today.
I understand. I just want to see your hair though.
I get it. You feel me? I've dealt with, you feel me, Chicago women most of my life. You okay? You feel me? Me and your brother probably sound alike because we done been through the same struggles. You feel me? But I could respect that. I just wanted to know what you was thinking about. That's all that was.
It's just weird talking to my little brother. So
No problem. You can't say little. We the same age, darling. Let's be respectful.
you sound like him though.
That's
So
because we from
talking-
the same place. So you don't like
No,
you don't
it's
like
not.
people from your hometown.
I never said
and
that.
that's respectful. I can respect
I
that.
just want a man with a higher vocabulary.
Okay.
But you-
Okay, but if your brother sounds the same as him and y'all are all three from Chicago, then wouldn't your brother have the same vocabulary as this man? You get what I'm saying? Like, I go back and watch that episode. I'm gonna go back and I'm just like, I'll go back, you know, but I'm just like, man, like, what? She's very snooty and she got an attitude. I don't like it. I don't like it.
on your day-to-day speak.
Day-to-day
The irony.
Let's start with Daryl. So Daryl, after, you know, watching that and kind of like in that moment, were you shocked at how you felt like she was coming at you or whatever it may have been?
I can't say shocked because I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've been tested in ways I wouldn't expect it. And I almost felt like I was, I don't know, like, you know, if I come on there and I tell you I'm from Chicago and I got a couple drinks and you tell me that you from the same place, it's almost like you saying something like that to trick me up at my spot, because everybody who from where I'm from and know people where I'm from, you just don't talk to them a certain way because, you know, people will give you what you're looking for. And I'm just extremely proud of myself. Always. I go back and look at the clip sometimes because that is growth. That ain't the man that I've always been.
Okay. Yeah, and a lot of people were, you know, commending you on that. It seems like you took it pretty well. You didn't, you know, raise your voice, get upset, anything.
And that's how you handle it. That's how you handle it. Yes. I'ma always applaud men that handle stuff like that well, because I want other men to see this is how you respond. This is how you react. You get what I'm saying? And then later on, hopefully you can call somebody that you trust, that you love, and tell them about the situation and vent to them and cry and get those emotions out, you know, however you need be. But in that moment, don't let them see you sweat. I promise you. They're just trying to get a rise out of you.
You just, let her know how you felt, express yourself, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then so Rizoma, how, I guess I want to say during that situation, it seems like you were just like, all right, I'm thinking of everything, I'm gonna fire at this guy, I'm gonna say it all at once. Like, what was going through your mind in that moment?
So I guess I should just kind of give you all my thought process, because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, you degraded him, everything like that. Which I can totally understand why they saw it that way. For me, it was more so like a correction. So you clearly came onto the show, you were playing a role, right? And this is my thought process. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna pop my balloon right away. But he came on sneakers, joggers, briefcase, sweater, trucker hat, and then a fake flower. And I was like, okay. Kept analyzing. He was in front of me. I saw that the zipper was in the back of the briefcase. I was like, oh, it's open. There's nothing in there. And I was like, okay. I was like, so if you're gonna play a role, at least play it correctly, right? But it was almost like you half-assed it. And then if you're not playing a role and that's really who you are, then it's like, okay, can't be upset. Bottom line is, I analyzed the entire situation. I saw a bunch of things that I didn't like. And then it was like, please don't get upset about this. But me and my friends made a drinking game of it. And we wanted to see how many times he said, you feel me? We couldn't even take shots. We had to have a regular drink because we couldn't do it. And so when I mentioned the higher vocabulary, I do want to apologize for that.
I do not like this girl. I don't like her, hearing her talk. I don't like her. I don't know if all her life she's experienced the whole light skin, pretty privilege, short girl, pretty privilege. Because I remember there was a time, and if you weren't in this time, please don't speak on it, where there would be memes posted on the internet talking about I love when short girls have an attitude. I love when a short girl with an attitude, right? And so it's social media. So obviously a short girl probably saw that on the media and was like, you know what? The men love short girls with attitude. I'm gonna be a short girl with an attitude, right? Because sometimes people do that. They listen to exactly what the internet says. And then they get older and society changes what they like, because society changes what they like all the time. They go from skinny woman to fat men. They go from veneers to natural. They like weave to no weave, nails to no nails. Society changes. So they get older and they notice society changes. And they be like, well, what happened to liking short girls with attitude? Changed. You know what I'm saying? That was just a little thing that went viral on the media, but everybody moved on to the next viral moment. And so now this person, this woman, this short girl with an attitude, this short girl developed an attitude off of social media. Now she's an adult. She has a really bad attitude. She has a really bad temper. And now what? You get what I'm saying? And not only that, but she's light-skinned, pretty privilege. There's that too as well. I remember that was a time on social media. It was like, I love me a light skin. I love all this stuff, right? But like I said, just like anything, social media will have a viral moment or a trend and then move on to the next thing. And the next thing you know, you're a pretty light-skinned woman that's short with a bad attitude and can't find a man because nobody want to deal with that shit. Right? Because no matter how you put it, don't nobody want to deal with nobody that got an attitude. Sorry. Not even women. Not even just the men, but women. I don't want to deal with your attitude. I just don't. Not the co-workers, not your boss, your family might deal with it. Not your boyfriend, not somebody you're dating, not your friends. It's like, I don't want to deal with the attitude. You get what I'm saying? And then these people, they act like this. They act like this. And I promise you, that is exactly what happened, right? And she thinks this is cute. She think this was cute. Because if you, in that video of her judging him, You saw how she was trying to be all cute and dainty and stuff like that. You know, even though she was being very mean and nasty, you can tell she thought that that was cute. She thought her being mean was cute. It's not. It's not. You look like a mean girl. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go too hard on her because she embarrassed herself in front of hundreds and thousands of people. That video might even hit 1 million, you know, because these videos are going to be up forever. So you're going to have millions of people that are going to watch this video and see how bad of an attitude you have, you know, and I think that that itself is the punishment. So I'm not going to go too hard on her, but yeah, that's her punishment. You know, people seeing you for who you are is your punishment, you know, because that was mean. That was mean. That was mean. That was so mean. You know.
So people kind of saw it as like, oh, you're being rude. You're saying like he's stupid. Or I was like, no, not at all. It's just, personally, I feel like if he was going to go on a date with someone, whether that was nerves or not, I couldn't imagine him being nervous on a date and we're talking and he says it over and over and over. And it's like,
So you saying the whole higher vocabulary was for him saying, you feel me?
Yeah,
like
it wasn't like, oh, you don't know how to speak or anything, which is why I say I wish I would have explained myself more. Like, I couldn't imagine, like, us being on a date and then him saying it over and over due to nerves, and I'm just looking at him with disgust or, like, looking at him annoyed. And it's like, that's not fair. Like, you deserve to be with someone who's like, oh, he's nervous. Like, that's cute. Like, even though he's saying you feel me, like, I still find it cute. I wouldn't find that cute. So it's kind of like, it was more like a protective thing. Like, I'm just giving you a correction. If you're going to play a role, play it right. And you're just not my type. But you're gorgeous, though. And I said that. Nothing wrong with it.
When you choose to correct someone and then you yourself fail in your conveyance of your sentence, what does that look like to you?
Well, yeah, I messed up, which is fine. And I'm sure everyone saw it as like...
The term correct almost bothered me a little bit because as if what I'm presenting as myself is something wrong.
Right.
As if, like, you could have just said that's something that you don't like, but you even do it today. You take every single shot that you possibly can at everything about me. And it's like you didn't highlight every other gentleman as that such. Like, what about me that you see that you just want to take every pick at every problem that you could possibly see?
When she heard that you were from Chicago, she related that because she said she got a brother from Chicago. So she got family. She's from Chicago. So she took that into her own life. In that moment, she was going to judge you based off of her own experience. She was never going to give you a chance to get to know her or she was never going to take the time to get to know him. As soon as he said, I was a man from Chicago, and I promise you that was it.
It wasn't like that.
But because I watched your full episode, so I seen how other guys spoke to you, how you spoke to other guys, and you feel me? Like, I don't think that there was one perfect man that you seen on the show, but you decide to speak on every little thing about this one man. So, like, I feel like it's corny because you keep constantly trying to reach out to me after the show. So I honestly feel like no, I did not. You try to play this kind. It's corny because you attacking me as a person. That's who I am, bro. Like, I came on the show, it's who I am, and you telling me that everything about me you don't like. But then outside of the show, you want to have a conversation or a hug or a smile in my face or, hey, Daryl, or it's a us.
I promise you. I clocked it. I told y'all. She thought that was cute. She thought it was cute. She thought that being a short, mean girl was going to get her a man. She thought that she was going to be looked at as cute. And I promise you, she's been like that her entire life. I promise you. You know, there was probably some men that told her when she was young, oh, you got an attitude, I like that. Hey, you short? That's cute. And she took that and she ran with it. Yeah, you know, she been running with it. Now she's an adult. She got a bad attitude. She be mean to the guys that she like, and then be like, wait, hold on. He's not being receptive to me as I thought he would. He's not finding it cute. He's not finding it cute when I'm mean to him. And then she goes back and rebuttals, and she tries to be nice to him because she found out that a mature man doesn't want to deal with an attitude. And being mean does not get you a man. Right? Right? He literally just proved my point. Let's go back.
I am, and you telling me that everything about me you don't like, but then outside of the show you want to have a conversation or a hug or smile in my face or hey Daryl or it's a us. It ain't no us thing. The only reason why me and you had a viral clip is because I handle myself well. I very well could have been looked at as a sassy or an evil man if I would have gave you the response that you deserve.
Exactly.
But I gave you what I felt like is it needed to be presented, because a lot of young men get tricked out of their spot dealing with young women like yourself, and I don't want to be the crash out example.
Yeah.
I want an example that no matter what, you could still be able to hold yourself in a certain type of light.
No, that's fine.
Exactly. That's why young men don't do it, bro. Don't let these people, young men and women, do not let nobody get you out of character. Like he said, they trying to trick you out your spot. They are trying to get you to be something that you're not, so they can mind fuck you. But no, you cool. Play it cool. You're cool. You know.
As for me, it was more so the moment you walked out, I felt as if because I felt like you were playing a role, but you later on came out and said you did lie about certain things, which means you were playing a role. You already disrespected. Hold on. You already disrespected all the women on there, because now we can't even make a genuine decision based off of the information you gave us.
What's the role?
Yeah.
What's the role that I played?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out. That's why I mentioned the briefcase and everything.
When I came on the show and I spoke my truth, everything that I told you guys was the truth about me. I was asked a question about space from one young lady. Anything that I said to you all, that I presented, this is me. This is Daryl. I have a briefcase. What is fake or a lie about having a briefcase? I seen a flower at the store on some slick gentleman stuff, whoever I was going. If I did win with somebody, I was going to take the flower off and present it to her. I think about little cute things like that. You feel me? So what is fake? What's the character that got presented on the show?
The character is who she made you as to be in her mind when she heard you was from Chicago, and when she saw you. She looked at you and she saw every other man that she's probably dealt with, that she dated. It's some kind of trauma she got going on in her mind where she associates certain looks of a man with a character or a role or something.
Eric, can I interject? Because I made a comment. And I remember we had a little back and forth.
We didn't have a back and forth. I'm gonna speak on that as well.
Let me. Hold on.
You made a comment saying that Rizoma was right.
No, so before, because I want to set it up, because when I first watched that episode, that it really affected me on the behalf of him, because I was like, dang, she really went in on him. You did. On that follow-up, you verbally said that you lied, and that's where I was like, man, I was really for you. You know what I'm saying?
So what was Rizoma right about? That's what.
So where I was coming from, and that's a good question.
Because Rizoma spoke about my presentation.
Yeah.
What I was wearing, how it was, just like how all the men spoke about your presentation. And it's odd for me because when I watched your episode, I supported your content. I went to your page, I reacted to it on my TikTok, and I don't know.
There was no tags, there was no follows. I did not see that support. I didn't hear it.
It seemed as though you're a content creator, with what you have going on.
No, I'm a photographer.
You're a photographer, so your Instagram is a business, right? It's monetized situation. So me putting that in front of the 44,000 followers that I have on TikTok and saying like, y'all should support her. They came at this black woman for wearing a hat.
I never saw no support.
Ma'am, it's not for you to see. I'm letting you listen. I didn't do it for
but if you're
I
gonna
do
claim
authentic
that,
things. Listen.
How is that authentic? If you,
let him finish, Taylor. Hold on one second.
I'm just letting you know what actually happened. I'm on my platform telling people that they should look at your platform because I don't like how the men treated you. And then you went under there and you said Rizoma was right about attacking.
That's not what I said.
You said maybe Rizoma was right. So what is she right about attacking my visible appearance like the men attacked you? So the men was right about you?
So in a way, I kind of see how you manipulate situations. And why I say that is because
Huh? What did she just say? Oh, nah, no. And I could already tell what kind of mindset she had when she didn't understand what they were saying when it comes to attraction and when you're first meeting somebody. So I just already knew like her mindset. But hold on. Let's air it out real quick because I'm kind of nervous. I'm nervous to hear what she about to say because I feel like whatever she about to say is about to be some BS. Let me drink some water. Hold on 1 second. I'm scared. Okay, y'all ready? Okay.
Somebody said, how I see that is if you were going to support me, there was no tag on that. And yeah, that like being someone in the same position, and that's how I can recognize it. And this is a healing moment. Like I want to get on the same page.
I have to show you I'm supporting you for you to feel like.
Well, I mean, you said you were supporting me, but to me, I didn't. All I was seeing was that I'm 60. I'm not 28. I'm Willy Wonka. I'm
But
Camp
listen,
Newton.
if I do it like, hey yo, if I hit you up in your DM, hey yo, come on my TikTok. I just shouted you out.
That would have been a bridge
That's me
point.
wanting to thank you from.
Yeah,
I supported you.
I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
On my platform,
Regardless
because
if you see it or
it didn't matter if you see it or not. I
mean,
want my people to go support a black woman who say that she in a hat business and she do photography.
Yeah, it doesn't, regardless of if he tagged you or not, it doesn't negate the fact that he supported you and was telling people, hey, go be nice to her. Because the same thing happened to him. But he saw how you reacted to him in his video and that you were basically saying that Ozomo, the light-skinned, pretty short, angry, short person, like he saw that you said that Ozomo was right about his outfit. So he probably deleted it. He probably deleted the post supporting you because he saw how you really felt. Or maybe he did it. I don't know.
And I'm trying to be a model. So
But how in a way, and no, I'm gonna stand strong as a woman who wants to. I want to connect with you, and I want to build a bridge of understanding right now. Personally, I didn't feel supported, but I could say I do get you because on the YouTube video I did say something to Rizoma like, dang girl, like, and you didn't see that.
Okay, so you acknowledged that. Wait, what?
And that's where I could take accountability with that. So I didn't know that you supported me. Where I was coming from with Rizoma is I think that in this type of setting, there is something that people who are behind the screen don't have, which is the vibe and the feel. And I feel like maybe Rizoma was coming from a place of like, yeah, she was saying all that, and I'm not saying what she was saying all the way was right. But I'm saying that I'm kind of trying to give you the perspective of why I was saying maybe she was right, and I think it was
okay. So she just acknowledged that she did say maybe she was right. She literally just said it. So he was right about what she said because she just said that she did say that Ozoma was right. So everything he just said was valid, was truth.
Her discernment, because then as I stood for you and I did say something and then you openly said you were lying, I was like, oh, like, dang, I was supporting someone who was being deceptive, and maybe that's what she was picking up on. And so that's why I was saying maybe Rizoma was right.
Let's not do the maybes, darling. Rizoma spoke to me about how I spoke and the clothes that I was wearing. You said on social media Rizoma was right. What was Rizoma right about?
Maybe she was right to
because you want
discern,
to be, even though you might have like, because of what you seen watching the TV show, you might have wanted me to be something in your imagination, and I understand that. But when I came on and I told my truth, I never lied about my truth. When I was asked a question, I didn't answer the question all the way authentically as I should have. I understand if Rizoma has said.
So he acknowledged that he wasn't truthful in the way that he didn't give the whole truth. I get it. I understand.
Like, you feel me? Like, I feel like you up here faking, or you up here lying to us. And then you up on social media saying Rizoma is right. Rizoma came at the way that I talk and the way that I had dressed, just like the dudes came at the way that you dressed. So I feel like that's corny for you to say maybe Rizoma was right, ha ha ha. And then when I say, my response is, I support your business and I think you're a beautiful black woman. I don't like how you was treated on the show. Why would you hype somebody else being evil when people was evil to you on the show? You still trying to stay on the Rizoma was right. I ain't see that you supported me like it. I had to block you. I wasn't finna go back and forth with you.
I told you he broccoli blocked her. See, I be good with it. I be knowing. You know, I be wrong sometimes. Yeah, I be wrong. But I be knowing,
I just want to speak on this very briefly. I think where you two are getting confused is that we're comparing apples to oranges. Is what he's saying is that this particular situation was separate outside of the situation that y'all are trying to claim that he lied about. So I completely get where you're coming from, Humblehood or Daryl. So I just want to acknowledge that this is something also that I do want to acknowledge as a woman, because I can only speak for women because I'm a woman. As it relates to men and how much they value respect, when we talk about correction, we have to talk about intent versus impact. And with that being said, you have to be careful with what you say and how you say it. So although you may have felt that way, the way your words landed, he wasn't going to be in a space to receive that. So I just want to acknowledge that as women, we have to do better at talking to men with respect, and we have to do better at how we deliver messages, because you have the ability to either build this man up or tear him right back down. And we already know the struggles that black men go through. So I just want to acknowledge that on your end, Humblehood, because I completely get where you're coming from. And this isn't me taking no side or the other. And respectfully, I do agree that he supported you. I don't feel like he owed you that tag either, because I agree. It made it that much more authentic because I'm effing with you. And you don't even know it for real.
Behind the scenes.
That's what I'm saying. That's the equivalent to.
I'm low-key calling Mug sassy for talking about her hat and everything. I'm on her side.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Erica Badu.
So respectfully, I just wanted to let you know I acknowledge what you're saying, and I get your perspective in this totality, and that we got to do better and be careful how you speak to people.
Yeah, it don't matter if you black, white, 18, 28, 68. Hispanic, dreads, locks, twists, buzz cut, suit, dress pants, jeans, leggings, joggers. Be respectful.
Just be good. Try to be as decent as you possibly can. You never know.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Just don't lie on my name.
All right, let's move on to our next topic.
I'll show your DM right now.
Go ahead. I would love for you to do so. I sent you one message and I said congrats, and I hope you're
That's reaching out to me outside of the show.
Yeah, you said I kept.
Oh my gosh.
Reaching out to you though when I
You
did
can.
it.
You on my Instagram and my TikTok. That's two different platforms.
TikTok, I don't even.
When I
have
came in
TikTok.
today, you ran up on Daryl Hugs. Like,
yeah, because there's no bad blood. If you
Is
feel
it-
some
but-
type of
but
way
I'm
towards
saying
me,
the-
then say that so then I don't speak to you.
but ma'am.
It's all right. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, just
let's move.
don't just let her have it. She's one of those women. So let her have it.
So to get this ball rolling, Trinity, on your segment.
Oh, it's been rolling.
Seems like you had a little bit of something to say about truck drivers. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clip.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's start over here.
Oh, that's her. I was like, okay.
They're popping Tony's.
That was kind of boring. It wasn't nothing like more.
Wait,
Just
what was
like, I
boring?
just drive trucks.
I mean, you asked what I do. That's what I do.
Okay. Dang. I'm sorry, but some of these clips is ruthless, bro. I think that I don't think these people realize how mean they were being until these people go back and show them the clips. Because it's like, man, y'all are mean. Y'all are mean as fuck, bro. And I get it, but I don't. But, you know, like...
Elaborate a little bit on what you meant by that.
He didn't sell himself. I had options, many options that didn't pop their balloon. And he didn't sell himself. He was just a truck driver. And that's it. So it was kind of boring. The response was boring. The occupation for me and my lifestyle, boring. It was never a question of if I knew how much truck drivers make, because I don't really care. This is a partnership. I'm a creative. The first thing I said when I came on, I like all things that put me into my creativity. How creative can you be just driving the route? Doesn't seem like you're
But does
creative.
what he does change the possibility that he could still be
We're
a
building a
creative?
life together. This is a partnership.
Right.
So if you feel like you're most valuable driving the truck, maybe you might not be the partner to build the life that I'm trying to build.
He doesn't feel that way. He's just answering the question. that he
Yeah.
asked very straightforwardly.
Yeah.
What do you do? I'm a truck driver.
And that's the thing. I feel like the way people ask questions is stupid. It's like they'll ask a specific question, but they want a different answer. If you want the answer that you want, ask a different question. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you could say, okay, you're a truck driver. What is something that you do that's very creative? You know, what do you do that makes you unique outside of driving trucks? Do you have any special talents? Like, do you play the guitar, or like, do you go to church and sing in choir? Like, what do you do? Because I'm a very creative person and I love that. That's all you had to say. Like,
so I feel like that might not fit my partnership.
What fits your partnership?
A creative. Because I'm a
An
creative.
example of like a job that the person would have that you would find to be suitable for you.
I like things that are artistic and not even just artistic.
give a straightforward answer. He asked what kind of job. Like, you get what I'm saying? You see what type of woman she is, bro. You see, like, you ask a man a question, and then when he don't give you the answer that you wanted, you get upset. And then a man asks you a question, and instead of answering the question straightforward, you dance around in circles and keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. If somebody doesn't understand you the first time you said it, why would you keep repeating it, thinking that they would understand it the second time or the third time? It's obviously they didn't understand that, and they need you to explain it in a different way.
Example of the job, like an example of a job.
Right.
It's not really, the job is not the problem. The person was the problem. So a truck driver would not be a problem if he was a truck driver that had the mindset of an entrepreneur.
But you don't know the mindset. You're just meeting him. This is the first question
All I
you're
know,
asking
all
him.
you gave me is you drive trucks. That's all I know.
But that was the answer to the question.
Right.
That's all you, okay, so
That's all you're gonna know if that's the only question that you ask. You get it? She doesn't get it.
Other men up there, many men gave different answers with what they do, and they sold themselves a little bit more. You were up there to sell yourself.
Right.
You did not sell yourself as well as the other men. Somebody had to go.
So what would be a suitable answer? Is like, what's an example?
No, there's no suitable answer. The truth is the suitable answer. I'm
Right,
picking through my options, and from the options, just the truck driver and nothing else, not the pig.
So you wanted him to be like, I'm a truck driver and I do this. Is that what, like?
Yeah, that's what I got.
You were kind of looking
No, I
for?
just expected the truth. And the truth
She
was
doesn't make sense, bro. She sounds like she's very hard to please. It's like, I don't know.
not the truth that was compatible with me.
Can I ask you a question? How old are you?
I'm 23.
I figured.
there we go.
Here we go. Hear me out. At this big age of 31, not 50, I just want to clear that out. Things change when you get a lot older. I ain't gonna hold you. You got me tighter than the booty hole up here. Because do you know how many good men are truck drivers?
Right.
To hear you say that.
There's nothing wrong with a good man being a truck driver. It's just that of my options that I had to pick from, the one that I was attracted to the least was the one that just said truck driver and gave no context description or nothing else.
And I feel like she has the right to say that.
Shut up. Please be quiet. Please. The girl, this girl in the with the red hat and Osama bin Laden, the short girl, they need to be quiet because they're making me upset. And the girl right here talking about truck drivers. Please shut up. Please be quiet.
Hear me out though, respectfully. I could see why men be frustrated because I'm ready to pull my hair out because you did not give a concise answer.
You didn't.
They asked you 15 million times, can you give me an example of a job? And you answered it every butcher way but the question.
Exactly. Thank you. She is saying with me and you be saying, it's like finally somebody is saying what we're saying. What the audience is saying, because it's like, and they still don't get it. And I promise you, after she's done explaining this, she still don't get it. Now, her age means nothing. I'm the same age as her, and me and her, and she being 23, we don't think the same, obviously. So, and that pisses me off because it's like, there are 23-year-olds like her that give us 23-year-olds a bad rep, a bad name. Because people might think that I'm stupid and I kind of can't comprehend well and I can't talk well because my other 23-year-old counterparts don't know how to answer a fucking question. You get what I'm saying? Like that, it makes me mad, bro. It's like, y'all don't realize when y'all go on these shows and represent yourself, you're not only representing yourself, but you're representing a black woman, a black 23-year-old woman. You're representing us, and you may not look at it like that, but it's true. Because people watch these videos and analyze these videos and they're gonna think, oh well, 23-year-olds think like that. And I don't agree. I don't think you should categorize us or categorize black people or people in general. But it's like they can't help but to think that when you can't even answer a fucking question. You get what I'm saying? Like,
there's no ideal specific job. It's the person. Your job can change at any moment. And the person that gave the answer, so you couldn't even give me creativity in your answer.
Men, she does not speak for all women. I think with time and age and maturity, because that's how the older people say mature, she'll get. But at this big age, if you gonna miss out on a good man because he drives a truck, and then respectfully, men are very direct. So if you want a question to be asked, or if you want a specific answer, then you need to frame your question that way.
Exactly. See, like I may not be 30, but I feel the same way as her. You get what I'm saying? So, not that goes to show not all 23-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 20-year-olds think that truck driving is a bad job, because it's not. Honestly, I think that truck driving is a career. You get what I'm saying? It is a career. It's better than dating a man that is on social media, because social media isn't guaranteed. Like, yeah, there are people who built their entrepreneurship off social media, but at least I know that if I date an electrician and a truck driver, that I'm dating a man that is secure. He has a career, right? If he get fired from his trucking company, he gonna go to another one. There's always room. But when you're dating somebody that does not have a career, it's like, well, you don't know where they're going to go or what's going to happen. Being an electrician is a trade. That is a very valuable skill. You get what I'm saying? So she may not, yeah.
If you want to get picked, sell yourself a little bit better.
No, I understand. I'm not a man, but just from what I've experienced with men, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, y'all are very direct. So if you want a certain answer, you need to ask it a certain way. And when you say something as vague as that, you're not going to reap the response that you're wanting.
Exactly.
I will say you are doing yourself a disservice, and you could potentially be missing out on a whole bunch of men, because he could be a creative and the man could have 2 cents to his name. He could be a truck driver and have about $50,000 in the bank. So I would just say I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you still are young and you have a lot of
So the cash determines the value of the man?
No, but as it relates to occupation, that's what you're implying. That I want a man who could be an entrepreneur.
That's what people took from it,
Entrepreneur implies that he has a certain body capital.
So mindset then.
Hear me out.
Mindset.
Hear me out though.
I feel like we've been hearing you out, and on her end, as a 23-year-old, if that doesn't comply with what she wants to engage with, and maybe she might not feel engaged with somebody who's older or who's doing that, then she has the right to just say, hey, that just was a little bit too boring for me.
And all she said was, you need to say it better. That's literally all the lady in the black dress was saying.
Earlier and said that everyone deserves to have their own preference, and I prefer a man that I can partner with as a creative and create the life that we're going to create and build together.
This is my qualm with this, right? You don't got no plan. Like, you're not giving us nothing concise to go off.
None of you guys are the men in question.
I have not talked this whole time, and you're gonna cut me off. So you can't effectively talk and listen at the same time.
Right.
So that means
you can't. It's clear she hasn't learned that yet. Like, man, some people just give other people a bad rap.
Everybody says that who don't listen.
Go ahead, Jay. We hearing you.
Everybody say that who listen. Bars. Everybody say that who listens to reply and not understand.
Facts.
Right? So, you don't have a plan. Like, if I'm trying to court you, if I'm trying to date you, what does a creative look like? Because I have a lot of creative minds. I do Uber and Lyft. I have so many conversations with so many people. I could put a video up here. We could have a podcast, a vlog. So yeah, we could do a creative thing like that. You could roll with me. You know what I'm saying? And then
I just want to add.
So I just need some kind of, as men, we need a platform. Now, if you're not feeling them, say that.
That was it. I wasn't feeling it.
That's all you had to say.
Said that. So if you had came out and said, you know what, you were kind of bland when you said that.
That's all and that's all she had to say. And the thing is that these people are literally trying to help her, but she is not receiving that help. She is so hell bent on, I want to do things my way. Nobody said your way was wrong. They're just saying that, number one, you could have said it better so you wouldn't have gotten any backlash, and that you weren't straightforward with what a creative looks like. So that way a man can think of some ways he can be creative with you, and he might even be the man that you might want. But you won't know because you didn't ask the question in a way that the man understood it, in a way where you could get the answer that you wanted. You get what I'm saying?
I said that.
Exactly. So it's not the truck driving. It's just, you know what, I would have it.
If you watch the whole episode and not just the edited clip, you would see that I said with no context.
I'm going off what you just said right now.
I said with no context and nothing else is
I'm going
boring.
off what you just said right now. I'm going off what you said. You said, I want somebody who I could create with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't give no context for that.
You didn't.
I'm not gonna specifically speak on like the create part. I do want to say, if she is starting from the beginning of the line and she asks, what do you do? And every man states
some of their hobbies as well as their profession. And then she get to one guy and he said, I just drive trucks. I don't think it's that wrong for her to say that's boring. Because it's not like she didn't have other examples to go off of. So I see what everybody's saying. Like, and I actually know the young lady, so I get what she means by creativity. Like, she wants her mind to be expanded. You feel me? And
there's not much thinking being done when you're driving. I mean, well, not much creativity. You can think.
I won't say that because you on a route. Truck driving is a very serious and it's a creative job. But I'm just saying, and like on your behalf.
But that's not creative to her.
Because truck driving is creative. I'm just saying, if everybody else say they do this, and that, and then one just say, I just drive trucks, I don't think it's that bad to be like, oh, that's all? That's
I wanted to add about what she was trying to talk to you about. It wasn't trying to like come for you. It's just because she's older, she's just trying to drop a jewel in the sense that they say. It's not an attack, it's just saying maybe if you, because I get what you're saying, right? It's boring, right? But we're on the show and different. It could be more to him. So your response is very important. The words
with that response, I didn't even want to figure out what more was to you.
Yeah, I'm not speaking on that. Everybody will come for you on the internet, no matter what you say. But you individually, your response, that's what she was getting at. It may block it from a real good man there, just because you think that he's boring. You know, he could have been a whole creative.
A man that knows he's more than a truck driver will understand.
Every one of these gentlemen sold themselves. I watched every episode. All of us sold ourselves. All he said was truck driving, bro. I know about you a little bit from the show. I know about you a little bit from the show. I know about you. And I spoke on me.
I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on what she was saying, referencing to her.
Okay, but creativity and personality are two different things. If she wanted more personality from the man, say that. I think she's using the wrong word. She's using the wrong word. She meant personality, you know, or maybe she didn't because she keeps doubling down on what she says. But she doesn't realize that she used the wrong word and how she said it was weird. The question was phrased weird for the man. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just... Yeah.
As far as finding somebody that could be that, because you can't judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple.
Last thing on my end, I just want to say, like, not everybody's on the same track. And I think that's where I'm coming in to defend, because I'm just like, you know, she's 23. Your strategy, you might be thinking about marriage. She might just be, you know, wanting to continue. And I didn't watch her whole. I didn't watch her whole
getting married.
episode.
I'm talking about building a life. So I'm thinking about
Okay.
All it was, well, basically what I'm saying, it was love. It wasn't no attack. It was, she was looking out, you know, like.
You can be entitled to your own standards, but preferences, example, standard would be, I don't allow men who cheat. Preference, I need a man who's 6 feet. Y'all do the math. I don't got nothing else to say about that. And I'm interested to see what the folks gonna say when they see this. It's not the same.
All my life, my opinion has been
right.
Has held a lot of weight. So all it is.
What kind of ignorant shit to say? She basically said that all her life she been right. Girl, me and you are the same age. We have not been on this earth that long. Girl, you don't be quiet, girl. You know, even I know I don't know everything. I admit when I'm wrong. I've done it multiple times in this video and my other videos. I be wrong. Like, she just a little too arrogant for me.
My opinion, and everybody's letting it hold as much weight as it obviously does. And I'm not gonna be with that man. He was boring. I said what I said. You ain't driving the truck around here. So park the whip or flip it somewhere else. Cause it's boring. I'm over it. The conversation is still boring. The men are still gonna come that are not boring and are creative, because I'm gonna create some beautiful things and they're gonna come creative with me. Period.
Okay. Our next topic that we're gonna go over is actually one of our couples that ended up matching on the show, and their Cashapp was one of the most talked about Cashapps. Let's go ahead and see why. Let's take a look.
I believe it. We had kind of like went over like what the ideal first date would be in the episode, on episode 4.
If you were to go ahead and take her out on a date, where would you take her? What would be your first date?
To be honest, it's like a rooftop. I'm big on like sunset type of views, but it's a nice restaurant. I believe it's called like Pamela or something like that. They got like nice fire pits, and the food there is really nice. So, type of vibe.
Did you guys go to a rooftop?
We did not go to a rooftop. No.
Okay. So what was the first date? Where'd you guys end up going?
So we went to a movie. He turns up the music.
A movie? Okay, y'all. We do understand that going to a movie is not a good first date. You don't get to talk. You don't get to a movie on the first day. On the first date? No, I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. Look at Arlette's face. She's concerned. She's like, wait, we gotta go back. Hold on, let me go back.
We did not go to a rooftop. No.
Okay. So what was the first date? Where'd you guys end up going?
So we went to a movie. He turns up the music on a Bluetooth speaker that's sitting in the middle console of where we are. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
A Bluetooth speaker, a big box Bluetooth speaker,
You know
the
what I'm
big
saying?
one,
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
the real big
You know
one.
what I'm saying?
Like, don't try to do me. Like, it was AMC theater. We had chicken strips that was warmed up in a microwave. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny. I have no issues with eating chicken strips. That's not the point. My point is,
hey, my fault you
it's
chose
just be
chicken
honest.
strips. Nah, see that shit. I told you. The fact that she's saying that it was uncomfortable or wasn't what she expected, that was the time for her to make her exit, right? But what she choose to do? Sit and watch that.
There's no way he's getting mad. He literally got mad. Did he just get mad at her when he literally lied on the show? He literally lied. He said he was going to take her somewhere and he didn't. But he has the nerve to be mad that she didn't like the date. If you tell me we're going to go somewhere and we don't go, I'm going to be upset. What? First of all, that's not being a man of your word. That's not being truthful. And that's being very dishonest. Why would you lie and tell a woman you're going to take her somewhere and you wouldn't? Especially if you know if it's the first date. You get what I'm saying? This is the first date. You lied, but you have the nerve to be mad.
Nah, see that shit. I told you. The fact that she's saying that it was uncomfortable or wasn't what she expected, that was the time for her to make her exit, right? But what she choose to do? Sit and watch that movie. Sit and eat the chicken tenders. Okay, then. Let's be real, right? That's what you said. Let's be real, right?
He sounded very like that's crazy.
Hey, now.
Let's be real, right?
Let's talk about it.
So it's my first question. You got that stereo fixed yet?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I ain't got it fixed. That ain't bothering me. I am who I am. You fuck with her or you don't.
Okay. And then I think a question that was coming up a lot was like a rooftop. Isn't that just a restaurant? Like, what did scheduling have to do with going to a rooftop?
So that was the biggest thing for me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, because I thought, like, in the question that you asked, how you phrased it, I thought that you said, like, where I typically like to take other females. I see now that you said where I like to take her. And it's still typically, because I didn't say I was gonna take her there. But rooftop became an issue because of, one, transportation and time. Like, I tried to go to, I don't forget the name of the rooftop, but also I mentioned Pamela. That's not even a rooftop, it's just a nicer restaurant. I tried both of those before we came to an agreement on AMC. Like, you know, she didn't have a problem with it. When we were one-on-one.
Okay, wait. When you said you tried to take her to a rooftop in Pamela, but y'all discussed to take her to the movies, did she say yes because she was like, man, I thought he said we was going somewhere, so she just say yes? She just said yes because she already got dressed. She already, you know, some women do that. It's like, man, I done spent 2 hours getting ready, 3 hours getting ready, and he not even gonna keep his promise taking me to what's his face, but he want to go to the movies. All right, I'm already in the car. He already picked me up. You get what I'm saying? That happens. Now, if he changed the plans while y'all were in the car and while you were like already done getting ready, I could understand why a woman would be like, man, I already got dressed, so whatever, might as well go. But if he literally told you prior to, before you getting ready, that y'all were going to the movies, then yeah, I agree with him. You should have said, this is a problem for me, you know.
Was telling me was totally different than the stuff in the interview, you know what I'm saying? So I know a bunch of people that go to AMC, you know what I'm saying? I didn't choose them chicken strips, she did. I chose something better, so that's
so
all
was
right.
it like the time slots, they didn't have reservation spots, or I guess I'm trying to understand what was preventing you guys from going to a restaurant.
Right.
It's basically her availability. Like, one lives across town, a good 30-minute commute, but it was more than...
Okay, that is no excuse. So if I'm going on a date with a man because he's picking me up, I'm sending him my address prior to a day before the date, right? Because the day before the date, I'm like, hey, are we still on for tomorrow? And you're gonna confirm. And I was like, okay, just to let you know, this is where I live, right? Sends him the address. So the next day, he can plan accordingly for, okay, I know when to pick her up around this time. And even before the day before the date, when me and my man or the guy that I'm talking to at that time are on the phone, right? And he decides, hey, I want to take you on a date. I let him know, okay, what side of town are you on? What side of town am I on, right? Y'all know that information during the getting to know you stages, right? The talking stage. The first initial conversations of you dating somebody is, where do you live? What side of town are you on? Where do you work? You got kids? So you should have already known where she lived. You get what I'm saying? Oh, I live on this side of town. I live on this side of town. Okay, well, I want to take you on a date. I'm going to pick a place that's by where you live. So that way, you know, you get what I'm saying? That's just a man that plans and gives effort. My job as a woman is to tell you, hey, this is where I live. This is what kind of food I like. And I want to go on a date with you. That's all. You get what I'm saying? So I just think he's not good at planning and he's trying to make it her fault. No, you've done this multiple times before. You know, you ask the girl what side of town she stays in. You pick a restaurant by where she lives, just in case y'all are running a little bit late. And
I guess I'm trying to understand what was preventing you guys from going to a restaurant.
It's basically her availability. Like, one lives across town, a good 30-minute commute, but it was more than 30 minutes. I'll just put it at 30 minutes, but I'm picking her up. I don't mind, but I'm not going to just work around her time.
And you didn't ask her where she lived before the date?
Man, I have a bunch of stuff that I'm involved in that I'm doing.
What?
And I'm going to communicate it. So if I feel like you're not trying to meet me halfway, we're just going to make it, it's going to make it work. It's going to be what it is. Like, I'm not going to stress about it. And that's, you know, I'm going to be real during the interaction.
That was weird.
Okay.
That was
weird. So
weird.
the movies was like near her, I'm guessing? You said she's a little bit further away, so it was just...
Yeah, it was definitely on her side because we ain't finna come to her side and then go back to a different side.
Okay, and that's your fault. You couldn't have chose a restaurant near her? Like...
Okay. But yeah, it was just more convenient an overall view for as far as time and just different stuff that she's doing. She's in photography. She does different stuff as far as with school, dropping like with kids, you know. So we try to make it work, you know. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if all the matches that came after you got like a rolling joke going on, but it sees like everybody's going to rooftop now after they match.
Hey, because what's up with that, man? Like, did we set the tone or something like that?
You didn't even go.
Yeah, but still, we talked about it. It can still be a tone set. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't my fault we ain't go. So, what's your point?
Okay. And so, to open up to everyone else, like, how do you guys think, you know, from what you saw from the catch-up, do you think she was wrong for coming out and saying those things about the date?
No, and respectfully, if you're going to take a woman on a first date, a movies would not be the first thing to do. You want to do something interactive. Y'all can have some dialogue. I got to side with my good sis on this one because ain't no way. A movie date is something you do when you're established or you've been on a couple dates.
Yeah.
And chicken tender, sir, if you wanted to, he would to an extent. If you really wanted to take her to that rooftop, you could have.
Did you order for her? Thank you. Like, you know, she ordered
It's
something about.
not just about chicken strips. Y'all are being annoying. Y'all know when men do this thing where they be selective, because they fully understood exactly what she meant, but they literally just picked out the fact that she said chicken strips.
Out there for her, but she ain't share how we had to freaking like make a whole plan.
He said he
to
didn't
just go
want
out.
to, so he didn't.
I mean, if
He
she
said
listen,
she wasn't
listen, if
rooftop.
she ain't at the party, and that's it. If she ain't rooftop, that's what she ain't rooftop. It's just that.
I'm
Simple.
just say I appreciate your effort.
Okay.
How you gonna say men pursue, then say, well, she can't meet me halfway? Like
she didn't.
Because it's preference at the end of the day. That's what we've been talking about the whole episode. That's your preference. When you responded just now, that was your preference. That was her preference. She should have stated that as soon as she opened the door and seen my Bluetooth speaker.
Yo, he tight. He tight about that speaker. I think that's what made him mad. That's what made him mad. The chicken strips in the speaker. Yo, this is crazy. Crazy.
That's simple. It's that simple because
She gave
any
you a
female out here
chance.
no, gave me a chance.
Yes,
But then,
but I
like,
think-
then one-on-one, if we're talking a certain way, then we get in an interview and you're trying to embarrass me. Like, what is that?
You feel embarrassed that she mentioned that you have a speaker and that she didn't like where you took her? Then that's you, right? You feel embarrassed for having a speaker. That's the only way somebody can make you feel embarrassed, if you were already not confident about your situation and what was going on. You get what I'm saying? I think that's your insecurity, right? If I'm confident in what I got going on, can't nobody embarrass me, because I'm confident. I love what I got. Now, I would be embarrassed if somebody pointed out stuff and I wasn't confident about it. That says less about them and more about me. You get what I'm saying?
No, she was trying to. It didn't work.
During that?
Just that's the only thing that she tried to talk about my speaker, right? She tried to embarrass me. I mean, there's other shit she said too that I'm not even gonna comment on. She came for me in a lot of different things, right? But the Bluetooth speaker was the one thing. Like, yeah, I had that shit in my car. I'm being real.
You know,
I pulled up with it. You know.
In your interview, you said everything and kept it so real, and you gave reasons why you had the Bluetooth speaker. You gave the backstory for everything. You still went to her side. You still did everything that you could.
Paid for the date, everything. She didn't pay for nothing, y'all, at all.
And dudes is trying to go 50-50 now. You didn't even say that. So, I mean, I appreciate your effort.
So, anyone have any final words, any final thoughts?
I say congratulations to you and your husband on the growth of this show. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
huge congratulations. And thank you to the team, the producers. I'm new here. I don't know about everybody else, but everything's been extremely interesting.
And I want all the ladies to smell my perfume before we leave.
But you made it?
I made it, yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I made it. I got it right here.
Oh, she's bringing her up.
I'm so excited.
Okay, come on, Margaret.
It's a cute little package.
That's really pretty.
There you go.
I'm excited. Oh,
Very creative. Okay.
Oh, she's bringing it up.
I really love for y'all to smell it. It's all like natural ingredients and everything because I don't like alcohol. It's all natural ingredients because I don't like alcohol, and a lot of my friends have like eczema or sensitive skin and things like that. So I'm excited for it to go on the shelves.
Is anyone else? Any final words, final thoughts?
I'll say something.
Yeah.
One of the qualms that I have, I like that you like to use that word qualms. A lot of the women who have matched, there's a kind of a continuity of the similar story. None of them are receptive to the effort that any of the men are putting into trying to go on dates, trying to have conversations. They're not willing to listen. They're not willing. So it does come off. It seems like there's ulterior motives to being on here. And I wanted this show to end well, but in this.
I just want to say that it's not just the women. There have been plenty of women, plenty of men, such as Dr. Elam, who have come on this show because they were opportunists, right? They weren't looking for love. They were just looking to get a following. So this is not a gender thing. I think this is a social media thing. This is people that want clout, right? Whether it be male, female, 30, 23. all of these people that come on these shows to mess around just want clout. So there's always going to be ulterior motives when you're not dating genuinely and looking for clout.
That kind of situation where we're now having to promote a perfume, it feels like a disservice to the show. And it feels always like a disservice whenever people come in with ill intentions or you're not sure what the intention.
Exactly, because there have been plenty of people that come on this show that be like, oh, I just wanted to promote and shout out my brand. I'm like, this is a dating show. This is a love show. And then they turn down everybody. It's like every person that comes up, they turn them down. It's like, it's clear you weren't looking for love, right?
All together, because if we say we're going to do something, if we come on the show, we have good intentions, then we need to see it through. One date is, anyone can go on a date. If I'm willing to fly somewhere, there should at least be honor in that decision. So I think that maybe that's a lesson for the people who want to join the show moving on to the next season. There are people here who have true intentions. There are people here who are searching for something. And I think that we have to stay true to that altogether.
Right.
So I mean, shouting out Instagrams, tagging this person, not tagging that person, those aren't conversations that we need to have when we're talking about finding love.
Right. Thank you. Because it doesn't fucking matter, bro. It doesn't. At the end of the day, social media doesn't matter, bro. We need love. Y'all need love. Y'all went on a dating show for love and not of anything else. It's clearly you have a problem finding it because you're on a dating show. And I know a lot of people might argue, I don't got a problem finding love. Why are you on a dating show? Why are you on a love show? However you want to argue it, you are on a dating show. You clearly have a problem here. If you had a man or you had a woman that you were in love with, that everything was working out, you would not be on a dating show. So I 100% agree.
We need to be concise and we need to be certain of what we're looking for, and we need to play the game properly. And so with that, there shouldn't be any need to tear people down. There shouldn't be any need to this going back and forth. It serves no purpose. But I understand the conversation. But we can have disagreements and still be civil. All of us here,
I agree.
We've said hello to each other. We're all civil.
Right.
Right? These are just opinions.
Yeah. Exactly.
No one should be right. No one should be wrong. Everyone should be entitled to their opinion. So I just wanted to make sure that was said out loud. And I hope you guys all agree.
I got something I want to add. Cameron, if you could zoom in, please. Gracias. Although I ain't no auntie, but if you got an uncle, a father, hell, even a grandpa, tell them come see about me. And on a for real too, to all my ladies who consider themselves to be curvier or heavier or plus size, mid size, whatever, please don't let what people say about you on the internet or so forth, or the things you see, discourage you from dating. Y'all, they love us anyway. Exactly. On the camera and off, but they try to act like they don't. But that's all I wanted to say. But yeah.
I definitely got something to add to that. I saw comments and stuff on there, like it's like a little war going on between the men and the women. I know that BM and Arlette are definitely not on here to do that. Just because they're getting the tea on the dates and different stuff that happens, it doesn't mean there has to be a war. Like he was saying, it has to be thrown shade. It's basically just to see like it's really two different types of people in the world. You got people that really are for the material and like to be seen and like, you know, everyone likes what they like, and you got people that are really just real and genuine, don't really care about all the extra stuff. So, you know, just distinguish between what you want and, like he said, know what you want, you know, when first coming in, because that's crucial.
I would not like to leave y'all truck drivers with a bad taste in your mouth about me.
So the reason why you're saying this is because you felt what you said was wrong. Exactly. Their point, exactly.
First things first, I respect any man who's working, period. Regardless of how you're working. You might not be compatible for every woman, but it's respected. It might be boring to some, it might be exciting to some, but they're entitled to that. We respect you working. It's just not for everybody.
Thank you for that.
All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming on. You know, it was nice to hear everyone's opinions, you know, hear your thoughts, see how, you know, these segments and catch-up videos and all this stuff resonated with everyone. It is nice to hear from those different opinions. Season 1 was fantastic. We had a lot of amazing moments. You know, people got to find matches. Some people went on dates. Some people didn't. But season 2, if you come on this show, you do have to go on that date. And we will do those follow-ups and catch-ups to see how everything's going.
All right. What do y'all think? This was actually so fun. This was so fun. Sorry for the late reaction, but y'all know how I do. I be working. I be trying to, like, YouTube isn't the only thing I do. Sorry, y'all. I actually have a job. So, like, subscribe, comment. You know I always comment back to y'all. Thank you for watching another video, and I'll see you in my next one. RestlessChild, Howfineisjasmine, Arlette Amuli.